Imagine this. You're in the comfort of your home, with no one to watch over what you're doing. There's no boss walking past your desk, no colleague checking if you're actually focused. Sounds like the ideal scenario, right? But why do so many people find working from home more challenging than being in an office? The answer is simple. The home office isn't just a test of your routine. It's a mirror reflecting your inner struggles. Working from home reveals something we often try to ignore: our difficulty dealing with distractions, staying focused, and overcoming procrastination. It's not the physical space that confines us, but the mental clutter we bring into it. Your home, after all, is a reflection of your mind. So the question is, are you ready to take ownership of it? Think about this. How many times have you told yourself, "I'm more productive in an organized environment"? It seems logical, but the issue isn't the space around you. It's your ability to organize what truly matters internally. The truth is, tidying up your room won't help if your mind is still overwhelmed with distractions and anxieties. The real work starts within. In a home office, the freedom we crave also becomes the ultimate test. Without the external structure of a formal workplace, you're forced to create your own discipline. And here's the key question. Is your mind trained for this type of challenge? Or are you still trapped in the idea that it's the environment, not you, that dictates your performance? Stoicism teaches us that productivity, like any other virtue, begins with internal control. In a home office, the lack of obvious external distractions lays bare internal barriers such as a lack of focus and self-control. This underscores a Stoic lesson. The real challenge doesn't lie in the environment, but in how we respond to it. Now, pause for a moment and reflect. Are you really in control? Or have you let your mind be dominated by stimuli, worries, and fleeting pleasures that ultimately steer you away from your goals? It's time to look inward and question not the space you work in, but how you work within it. If your productivity seems to be slipping away, don't blame the cozy couch or the lack of an ergonomic desk. Blame the inner mess that stops you from taking decisive action. Because, in the end, real change doesn't begin in the physical environment. It begins with how you organize your thoughts. The home office is the perfect stage for this transformation, but only if you're willing to take control. When we think about productivity, we often blame external factors, a messy house, slow internet, or even surrounding noise. But Stoicism invites us to look somewhere far more significant, within ourselves. The real barriers to productivity aren't external, but internal. They are rooted in disordered desires and irrational impulses that often drive our actions without us even realizing it. Procrastination, for instance, isn't just the habit of delaying tasks. It's the reflection of a mind that seeks immediate pleasure while avoiding the discomfort of necessary effort. The Stoics would call this a disordered desire, an impulse to escape what truly matters. When you choose to scroll through your phone's feed instead of completing a task, the issue isn't the temptation of the screen, but the difficulty in controlling the urge to distract yourself. Speaking of distractions, they are like little thieves that steal fragments of our time, leaving us with the feeling that the day has been wasted. Yet again, Stoicism teaches us that these external distractions only have power over us because we allow them to. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "It's not the events that disturb us, but the opinions we have about them." So, a phone notification or the noise from the next room only become barriers because our minds aren't trained to ignore them and stay focused on what truly matters. Imagine your mind as a navigator without a map. You might move, but you lack direction. This is how many feel when trying to work without focus. Lack of focus, from a Stoic perspective, is the result of a fragmented spirit, unable to prioritize the essential. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. All your effort feels wasted because your energy is scattered in too many directions. The Stoics identify the root of these problems in our tendency to seek control where none exists while neglecting what we can actually control. They teach us that striving for perfection in the external environment leads us to ignore control over our actions and choices, the only domain that is truly ours. These internal barriers, procrastination, distraction, lack of focus, are all symptoms of an undisciplined mind. The Stoics would compare such a mind to a cluttered room. There's so much to do that you don't even know where to start. But here's the truth. The solution isn't to clean everything at once. It's to focus on one thing at a time, calmly and with discipline. A disciplined mind, as Stoicism teaches, focuses on what is within its control, how we react to noise or inevitable interruptions. You can't stop a notification from appearing, but you can choose not to look at it. You can't eliminate all distractions, but you can train your attention to return to what matters. The barriers to productivity, no matter how challenging, can be overcome through small daily changes. Let's now explore how simple actions can transform your approach to working from home. By training your mind to resist these impulses, you begin to see that true productivity is a reflection of self-control. And, as the Stoics say, self-control is the foundation of a well-lived life. Imagine waking up and knowing exactly what needs to be done, without feeling the crushing anxiety of an endless to-do list. It sounds utopian, but this is precisely what Stoicism offers. A practical way to face the chaos of daily life, even in the challenging home office environment. The key lies in differentiating what is within our control from what is not, a central principle of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics teach that wasting energy trying to control the uncontrollable is like trying to hold onto the wind. In the home office, this translates to accepting that external noises, unexpected interruptions, or technical problems are inevitable. What you can control, however, is how you organize your mind and respond to these unforeseen events. When you stop worrying about what's beyond your control, you can channel your energy into what truly matters. For example, when planning your day, you can't guarantee that no one will interrupt you, but you can choose how to respond when it happens. You can prepare an organized space, set clear working hours, and establish priorities. Daily planning is a practical application of Stoicism. It aligns your actions with what is within your control. Write your to-do list clearly, prioritizing the most important tasks, those that, when completed, will have the greatest impact on your goals. A powerful exercise the Stoics suggest is daily reflection. Before starting your work, ask yourself, what is under my control today? This simple reflection helps separate essential tasks from distractions that can be ignored. At the end of the day, ask again, where did I fail? Where did I succeed? What can I improve tomorrow? This practice of constant self-assessment adjusts your focus and improves your discipline over time. Now, let's see how these principles can transform someone's life. Imagine a programmer named Alex, who works from home. Alex often felt overwhelmed by tight deadlines and distractions like social media. He would start the day without a clear plan, jumping from task to task and ending it feeling like no real progress had been made. One day, Alex decided to apply Stoicism to his routine. He began with a simple exercise, writing down everything under his control and everything that wasn't. He realized he couldn't control client-imposed deadlines, but he could control how he organized his time to meet them. With this in mind, Alex began planning his days with more intention. Every morning, he wrote down 3 main priorities for the day using the Big Rocks method. He tackled the most important tasks first, then moved on to smaller ones. To avoid distractions, he scheduled specific times to check emails and social media instead of accessing them whenever a notification popped up. Alex also applied a Stoic technique called premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. He imagined possible problems, like an unexpected call or a technical glitch, and planned how to respond calmly. This mental preparation reduced the emotional impact of these situations. Over time, Alex noticed his anxiety decrease. He was in control of what he could control and stopped worrying about the rest. Even on tough days, he completed his priorities and ended work with a sense of accomplishment. The transformation was clear. Alex was no longer dominated by deadlines or distractions, but by mastery over his own mind. Stoicism, when applied to the home office, is like a map guiding us through chaos. It teaches that productivity isn't about working longer hours or doing more, but about working with intention. When you separate the essential from the superfluous, eliminate distractions, and focus on what's within your reach, you discover that true productivity begins within. Working from home may seem like a golden opportunity to be more productive, but without the right mindset, it's easy to fall into a cycle of unfinished tasks and constant distractions. Fortunately, Stoicism provides practical tools to organize your actions intentionally, eliminating wasted time and energy. Here are Stoic techniques to transform your home office routine, with clear habits of what to do and what to avoid. What to do to maximize productivity. Start your day with clarity. Before diving into a whirlwind of tasks, take a moment to list your top priorities. Think of your tasks as an empty jar. First, place the big rocks, those essential tasks with the most significant impact on your progress. Then, fill the gaps with smaller stones, important but less urgent activities. Finally, add sand, which represents the minor tasks you can tackle if time allows. This approach ensures you focus on what truly matters. Use time blocks to structure your day. The Stoics valued intention behind every action, and the Pomodoro technique reflects this principle. Work in focused intervals of 25 to 50 minutes, followed by a 5 to 10-minute break to recharge. These breaks aren't a waste of time. They're strategic moments to refresh your mental energy. This is especially useful for avoiding burnout from long, uninterrupted work periods. Create an environment conducive to focus. This doesn't mean you need a perfect office, but rather a distraction-free space. Remove non-work-related items, silence your phone notifications, and communicate your working hours to those around you. Remember, a simple and functional environment reflects an organized mind. Incorporate daily reflection into your routine. At the end of each day, set aside 5 minutes to review what you've accomplished. Ask yourself, did I complete my main priorities? Where could I have been more efficient? This Stoic practice of evaluating actions and adjusting strategies is essential for continuously improving your productivity. What to avoid to protect your routine. Equally important to knowing what to do is understanding what to avoid. Avoid multitasking. One of the biggest mistakes in a home office is trying to do several things at once. Multitasking might seem efficient, but it fragments your attention. Imagine trying to carry multiple buckets of water at once. You're likely to spill most of it along the way. Focusing on one task at a time is faster and delivers better results. Don't measure productivity by hours worked. The Stoics didn't value the volume of effort, the quality of action. Working 10 hours without direction is like rowing aimlessly in open water. Lots of movement, but no progress. Instead, focus on completing tasks that truly matter, even if it means working fewer hours overall. Resist distractions. Social media, for example, acts as a series of small traps scattered throughout your day. Every time you check your phone, your mind takes several minutes to return to the same level of focus. The Stoics remind us that attention is one of our most valuable resources, and wasting it on trivial things impoverishes us emotionally and mentally. Avoid the perfectionism trap. People often spend hours refining something that's already good enough. Stoicism teaches us to accept good enough when the time spent chasing perfection brings more harm than benefit. The key is finding a balance between doing quality work and knowing when to move on to the next task. If your mind were a garden, each task would be a plant. The most important ones are the trees that sustain the entire ecosystem, while the smaller tasks are the flowers that complement the space. However, if you spend all your time caring for the flowers and ignore the trees, the garden will soon lose its structure and balance. Similarly, think of your day as a marathon, not a sprint. Working for long hours without breaks is like starting a marathon at a sprinting pace. You'll burn out before reaching the finish line. Strategic breaks are like hydration stations along the route, helping you maintain a steady pace and finish strong. Another powerful metaphor is to imagine your focus as a flame. Every distraction is like a gust of wind trying to extinguish it. If you don't protect it, the flame will waver and weaken. But by creating a sheltered environment and eliminating distractions, the flame stays steady, lighting your path to completing your tasks. With these Stoic foundations in mind, it's time to take the next step, turning knowledge into action. Small changes in your daily routine can ignite the flame that will illuminate the path to greater productivity. Stoicism isn't just a philosophy of contemplation, it's a philosophy of action. And today, you have the opportunity to take the first step. Start with something simple but powerful. Identify one distraction that has been stealing your focus. It could be your phone, constant notifications, or even that pile of dishes that keeps calling for your attention. Now, commit to eliminating or controlling it intentionally. If it's your phone, leave it in another room while you work. If it's notifications, silence them. Choose one distraction to neutralize, not tomorrow, but today. Additionally, pick one pending priority task and complete it today. Its size doesn't matter. What matters is that it's meaningful and takes you a step closer to your goals. Ask yourself, what's the most important thing I can do right now to move forward? Then do it. Don't wait for motivation to come knocking. As the Stoics would say, action creates motivation, not the other way around. Remember, success doesn't come from occasional grand gestures, but from small, consistent steps. By completing this task and eliminating one distraction, you'll begin building a Stoic routine that transforms intentions into results. Don't worry if it feels insignificant. Every victory, no matter how small, strengthens your habits and discipline. Imagine something for a moment. How would your day end if you truly applied these lessons? Think about how you'd feel knowing you eliminated that persistent distraction and accomplished something important. Picture yourself laying your head on the pillow tonight, confident that you made the most of your day. That's the sense of control and self-mastery Stoicism offers. And if you feel you've faltered during the day, remember what Epictetus said. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Use your mistakes as an opportunity to learn, adjust your strategy, and try again tomorrow. Stoicism doesn't demand perfection, only continuous progress. Close your eyes for a moment and visualize what you want to achieve today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today. Make this day the starting point of a more intentional and disciplined routine. Start small, but start now. Control is yours, and change begins the moment you decide to act. More than external conditions, productivity reflects mental organization and clarity of priorities. Let's now connect these Stoic principles to practical actions you can implement for a more productive day. We've discussed how the home office isn't just a physical space, but a reflection of your ability to maintain internal control. We've identified that the real barriers, procrastination, distraction, lack of focus, aren't around us but within us. We've also seen how planning your day, prioritizing the big rocks, and eliminating distractions are fundamental steps to creating a high-performance routine. If you're ready to take the next step and apply Stoicism to every aspect of your life, the ebook Modern Stoicism in Practice is your essential guide. It's available at the link in the comments and could be the missing piece to transform your mindset and achieve a new level of productivity and balance. Change begins now, and it begins with you. From these lessons, it's clear. It's not the environment that determines your success, but how you choose to navigate it. And this begins with small daily actions. Eliminate one distraction, complete one important task, and review your priorities. Today, you have the chance to apply these concepts and transform not just your approach to work, but also your approach to life. Remember, productivity isn't about working more, but about working with purpose. And the time to start is now. Your progress doesn't depend on tomorrow or ideal conditions. It depends on the choices you make today.